In tonight's Friday Art segment, the work of Jacob Lawrence, one of the most celebrated artists of the 20th century. His paintings captured the life and struggles of African Americans at a time when that was often overlooked. They're full of color and compassion and, above all, hope. Barbara Haskell, the curator at the Whitney Museum, explains.
Jacob Lawrence is an amazing American artist. He was born in the South in 1917 and came to Harlem with his family in the 20s. And Harlem at that point was the center of African American culture. It was a time of incredible poverty, of course, but also incredible hope. And he began as a painter, and already at the age of 20, he did these remarkable series that were unusual in combining word and image. He would pick as his subject matter heroes from African American history. He did Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, and what he would do was a sequence of pictures. So they were visual stories. So, for example, his Migration series, which is probably his most famous piece, it's composed of 60 panels that tell the story of the African American migration from the South to the North. Very poignant images, heartbreaking stories about racial violence and trouble. But there's a sense of people struggling toward a better life. But the thing that distinguished Lawrence even during that period is that Lawrence, one, he picked historical epics, but his work was never divisive. He told a story about his people in a way that communicated their perseverance and their inner strength. He really believed that he was painting the beauty of people's struggle to better themselves. In many ways, his work stayed the same as he aged. There's a remarkable consistency, this union of realism and modernism, as we call it. I think he wanted to be remembered as an artist who created bridges and who not only told the epic stories of African American history, but also told the story of African Americans and Caucasians working together. That sense of hope and struggle towards something, a possibility of a better future, was something that he hoped his work would communicate.
Jacob Lawrence's Migration series is currently on display at New York's Modern Museum of Art.